Okay, it is recording now.
All right, we'll go ahead and start the roll call for today's CPCC meeting, February 18th, 2026. In attendance, Mayor Mike Johnson, or Delegate Anne Marie Braga or Mimi Sherman.
Present. Hi.
Hi. Director Al Gardner.
Here.
Thank you. Chief Thomas. Sheriff Diggins.
Here.
Hello. Judge Lombardi. Katie McLaughlin or Marley. Colette or Leanne Bikes.
Present.
Erin McGowan or Alice Nightingale.
Present.
Harry Heck. Yesenia Guzman.
Here. Thank you.
Blake Renner. John Walsh. Judge Lori Clark.
I'm present.
Dr. Jennifer Gafford. Deanne Witzke. Kara.
Present.
Orlando. Anthony Pfaff. Councilwoman Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez. Councilman Paul Cashman. Councilwoman Sarah Parody. Sorry, a motorcycle just drove by. My dog's going crazy. Matthew Kirsch. Jonathan McMillan. Greg Morrow. And Keto Bess. Did I miss anybody? Thank you.
I think you're good to go, Al.
Okay, that was called to order. So commission updates. Review the retreat review.
Sure, I can go ahead and start on that. Just going over the retreat for 2026. Want to thank all of those that could come to the retreat, which was held last month in January. And it was great to see everyone face to face and to be able to have that interaction. Just kind of want to go over some of the things that we needed to make sure that we talked about in this month's meeting. So going forward, as Jonathan had stated, he does plan on stepping down as the chair for CPCC. We are also needing to fill a co-chair position for CPCC. So with that, my plans are to, in the next couple of days, is to send you all out a form for nominations and also for self-nominations. So just make sure that you're looking out for that information. And again, I'm hopeful to go ahead and get that sent out to you all in the next couple of days. Another thing that came out of the retreat is regarding the three subcommittees. And for those that were not part of the retreat, hopefully you all had a couple of minutes to be able to kind of go over the minutes for the retreat. And it did give some information about starting this three subcommittees for CPCC. One of the committees is the Budget Membership Committee, the Data Committee, and the Ordinance Bylaws Governing Committee. So what I am planning on doing is sending out the information to each individual that signed up for the different subcommittees, and then to be able to follow up with each individual to see when we can go ahead and meet with each of those three different subcommittees. Hopefully, I'll be able to send that out as well in the next coming days, if not in a week or two. So just keep that in mind. Also, within that retreat, we talked about, contract items. Myself and Zoe and Shanae have been trying to go through the scope of work, contracts, and making sure that we have everything up to date regarding the contracts that we decided or that you all decided to renew for fiscal year 2026. With that in mind, we did have Denver County Courts Wellness Program reach out to us regarding a request to change somewhat part of their wellness program. And what they are planning on doing is hopefully next month for our next CPCC meeting is to be able to present to the commissioners their thoughts and moving forward with a new type of wellness program. So hopefully we can go over that information with you all, and we can make a vote on that hopefully next month. So more information to follow as well. And again, Molly, the program, I believe she's the manager that oversees the wellness program, will be doing a presentation on that. The next item that I have to update you all on is the audit report for CPCC. The 2 points that I wanted to update you all is regarding we have scheduled our virtual exit conference with the audit team set for Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. At that time, we will be discussing any factual inaccuracies or issues with the audit draft and determine if any changes to that draft report should be made. And if so, the audit team will issue a new audit draft. Secondly, we are set to meet with the audit committee on Thursday, March 19th, 2026, to have the final draft be presented. CPCC had 3 findings and a total of 14 recommendations on the report. Here are the 3 findings and examples of recommendations that are to follow. Finding 1 was vendor agreements are not sufficiently monitored to ensure timely, accurate, and usable data is received. The recommendation that they have set forth, one of the examples is to enforce contract terms. The Department of Public Safety should establish and document policies and procedures to monitor vendor compliance and contract requirements. The second finding was stronger oversight and documentation practices are needed. The recommendation is to review and revise governing documents. So having regularly reviewed and revised existing governing documents to ensure commissioner activities are aligned with leading practices. The third and final finding is the Department of Public Safety is not sufficiently monitoring vendor invoices and supporting documents. The recommendation is to establish oversight of invoicing processes, that we should develop and implement comprehensive process and procedures for invoice collection, review, and determine approval. They should include, at a minimum, clearly outlined responsibilities, sufficiency standards, and storage and retention information. So those were some of the recommendations that were made. Obviously, we have a lot more recommendations that we will need to do a response to those findings. So that is basically the next steps for this audit. The next items that we have are, we are planning on implementing a roll call. So at the beginning of every meeting, making sure that we are recording, as soon as possible, and then making sure that we're taking a roll call, as that was also one of the findings for the audit. So we just want to make sure that we're covering all of our bases, and going forward, we've established that those findings and recommendations. Uh, any questions that you all may have on any of the information for the retreat, subcommittees, the audit at this time? Okay. I'll hand it back to you, Al.
All right. Thank you, Claudia.
No worries.
In that light, of course, Claudia gave us a date of March 19th, but one thing that we're going to reach out to the auditor for is try to find a later date. Obviously, with us, Jeff accepting another position and him moving on, as well as Jonathan moving on, there's quite a bit to cover for these audit items. So the hope is to try and move that to a later date, hopefully around June or July. But that would be reaching out to the auditor toward the end of this week and asking for that extension. Budget update. I don't know who gives that.
Oh.
There we go.
That would be me. Hold on. Good afternoon, commissioners. Wanted to let you know that we don't have any current updates at this time. I will be turning this monthly updates over to Zoe as we move forward. What I can say is we are still in the process of trying to close out 2025 records. One of the things that is presenting a challenge for our budget team right now is we still have not received, unfortunately, all the follow-up documents that we have requested from Tribe Recovery. Understanding our deadline for 2025 financials is going to be February 28th. I will now be taking additional steps to reach out to them directly, and also talking to our city council, our city attorney, sorry, not city council, but city attorney partners, just to ensure whatever legal obligations that we may have. I believe if they did the service, or I feel that if they did the service, we should pay them for the work that is done. But if they are not complying with those contract timelines, what is our recourse to ensure we get those invoices timely, and that we're processing those things timely, so we can get these budget information and financials to you in a timely manner. So just wanted to update you on all that. My goal is for the next meeting that we will be then providing what we consider as part of our annual review, but kind of like financial statement review of a look back. So we can see what those financials were or how they ended in 25, and also a look back to 24. So we'll give you 2 years of historical actuals in like a financial statement type document, and then also what our current funding is for 26. That will include any rollover dollars, as we talked about from prior meetings, that of remaining funding or cash funding that was available from prior year that rolled into this year. As Claudia had mentioned earlier, with the wellness courts kind of wanting to do a revision to their current contract or agreement for wellness programs, or I won't call it wellness court, sorry, wellness programming, wanting to do a revision. We then have, there are no services, I guess is what I can say, sorry, being provided at this time for wellness programs. So that to say, the funding amount that the commissioners had allocated for 2026 being approximately $200,000 plus, we will have at least 1/4 of savings from that, because the wellness program has not implemented or started their new program initiatives where we're approving any payment for. Now, the commission can vote to backdate that if they have any work that has happened in that effort between January and March, but we would like for the court to present that information to you first prior to making that decision. And what I can also state with that is in talking to county court program, the 2 positions that were allocated under that program have both separated with the city. So their last days working was back in December. So that to say there would have to be another recruitment process to hire those workers back on as well. So those are my budget updates for right now. I don't know if any of the commissioners have questions for me regarding the budget. Okay.
Right.
Hearing none, I will turn that back over to you, Director.
All right. Thank you, Shanae. Now it's time for a public comment. Do we have to promote them in order to speak, or are they just able to unmute themselves?
They should be able to just unmute themselves.
Okay. Yeah, at this time, if we have any members of the public that would like to comment.
I don't see any at this time,
Okay.
Director.
All right. At this time, we'll adjourn.
Thank you all. Have a great day.